Hi, this is Jamie Steinberg with Starry Constellation Magazine. My goodness, Ian, this is quite a season. I feel like Jim has so many questions, but I'm curious, how many answers does he actually get?
How many answers does anyone ever actually get in life? We all have a lot of questions.
How Socrates of you, turning it back on me. This is just a season where I think he's really diving into he needs some answers. He needs to know the truth behind what's going on. Is that sort of what they initially told you going into here season two? Jim is going to be full of questions. He's very curious. He has to be getting some answers at this point about what's going on with life in the town.
Well, stakes are really high for Jim. He's one of few with a full family in this place. So not only for his own self-preservation and his wife, but he's got two kids that he's got to look out for. So he's real eager to figure out what's up. And he's an engineer by trade, so things are all puzzles that need to be figured out, and you can use logic and reason and put it, and it will all eventually make sense, or so he thinks. So the methodology that he uses that is different this season from the last is based on a clue that he's given when on the other end of that radio someone calls out his name and knows what his wife is up to. So therefore it takes things away from the feeling that this is a Twilight Zone space, but maybe it's an experiment and there are people behind the curtains organizing this, pushing people to their limits. And so he, even though it's contrary to the working theory of the people in the town, he is adamant that he must look for other alternatives to what is happening here. And I can understand that logic, and it makes perfect sense, and I would probably do the same.
Especially as a parent, you need to protect your family, and you need to know what it's going to take to get you into a safer place. So I feel like this season is just that much more, at least significant for Jim going in. Um, every episode, though, I feel like is even more intense. There's every single episode edge of your seat watch. Are there some episodes you really feel that fans should keep an eye out for, or do you feel like the entire season is just must see because it's ride after ride every single episode?
I think that it's the because of the serialized, highly serialized nature of this show, I think the whole experience is the ride. It's not like Law and Order where they're gonna, you get the case of the week and then get solved by the end, and you could just watch that by itself, and that would be a good episode. This show is not like that. This one is a chapter book to go with all the way.
Is that
And I
what you
think the
feel?
more
Sorry.
one watches it, the more satisfying ultimately it is.
Yes, I was just going to say, is that what you feel like continues to make it such a fan favorite series that people are so, they've been clamoring for season two and it's finally here? Is that what you feel like makes from such an edge of your seat watch?
Which part? What makes it that?
All of it, that there's not a serialized aspect to it, that every single episode just keeps your heartbeat going from start to finish. You never know whether it's a moment of questioning or whether to believe this moment is actually what you're watching it to be.
Yeah, I think you start to, as an audience member, you start to realize that there is a vision for the piece. This has been thought through well in advance. This is like um maybe J.K. Rawlings had all the Harry Potters mapped out in advance, years in advance, and knew what all these characters, how they were going to intertwine in each other's lives and what lessons were going to be learned and so on and so forth. I think the writer John Griffin of this piece, I don't think, I know he's been thinking about this for a long time and knows this story in and out, and there is a plan for it. So as you get to see more episodes, you start to like, oh right, they set this up 7 or 8 episodes back and gave a clue because they knew it was going to pay off here. And so you get to, as you watch more episodes, you get to kind of experience that, and that's fun. And it's fun as an actor too to see how it all starts to come together.